This is Justin AMZN on Tuesday, August 28th, 2018. And this is what happened today. Yesterday we made a new all-time high, and today we gapped up above it. It's a bullish retest gap and ended up opening about here and closing about here, making a very small bearish candle on the daily. Very nice retest. It could just run tomorrow, could gap down a little bit, have a bullish engulfing. This could really just continue on up. What's really interesting about today is what happened with the options. It's really similar to yesterday. So we had some higher lows yesterday and pretty much flat top. We had some higher lows yesterday and a flat top here, but then it actually declined here. And I always look for this symmetric triangle, and it's really hard to see here. Because you have pretty much an even top that then looks like it broke down, but it didn't continue to roll over to come down here. It just went sideways. A very long time going sideways, actually lost bearish momentum and started to turn positive in here. And in here would have been a great place to actually buy calls, very small candle. And the value of the calls here and here is about the same, which is really similar to what happened yesterday. Or was it somewhere in here? Before it broke out, somewhere in this area was the same value as down here. The 1940 call. This is the 1925. Let me go back to the 1940 call that I had open yesterday. And there we go. So this call, through all the lows of the call yesterday, it kind of held that price, same as it did close to the open. Today, so this was yesterday. Today, the calls had a low early in the day of 941, and then over here had a low of 925. Very similar low. Could have been buying that low, or could have set it up with a trade 10 by 9, anywhere between 12 and 12.15, possibly even 12.30 on that pullback 9.99. I don't know if you would have gotten filled on that. So that was 12. So these candles here, you could have gotten in 10 by 9, could have taken it as a breakout or a retest, and then somebody was buying on the 12.30 candle for 9.99. Possibly could have been filled less than that on this candle. It just looks like there wasn't 12.25. It looks like there wasn't anybody buying further down, even though the stock actually moved down. So don't know for sure what the option price could have been in that range, but it likely got below 10. So anywhere in here possibly could have bought 10 by 9, holding the low from earlier in the day, and gotten out at the next pivot, which would have been about 13. So 10 up to 13 with a risk of 1, that's 3R. That would have been a nice little trade. And then when it got up here, it was actually making a new all-time high right here, but really pretty much a relative high on the day, and started to roll over again. And then this breakdown was phenomenal here. You got 15 minutes of just nothing happening. 15 minutes here at 2:35. You're real close to the end of the day, and you can see here we're just about to we're consolidating here, and then we just lose value. And I didn't look at the put. Let's go back to 1925 put. So it moved a little bit, not much. So that was 235. Yeah, nobody even bought it 235. So anyway, that could have been set up like 7 by 6 or maybe 675 by 575, something like that. But it only would have moved up a little bit, maybe 2R, but would have been difficult to get that filled. If we look at an option closer, maybe we look at the 1940 also and see what was going on here. And nobody bought again at 235. So would have been buying somewhere in here, like 13 by 12 probably. And that would have moved up to 16 here, maybe. That would have been a place to sell. Probably selling around 15.50 or 15 for maybe a 2R gain, something like that. But, you know, it's something that if we look back at the stock, was a really small candle, really small choppy day. And if we gap up above it, that's another bullish gap and go on the daily. So this is a bullish gap and go. Now if we gap above this one, that's another bullish gap and go, triggering the first one. So we've got a special name for this. Call it, I think it's Italian soldiers, something like that. I may have the candle set up wrong, but anyway, it's just a very bullish pattern. So we'll look for that. It's similar to this, where something gapped down. No, it's not like that. I'll have to look at it a little more. But anyway, well, that's interesting. I don't know if the thunder made it through to the recording, but there's some thunder with my window open. Anyway, that's the video for tonight, and I hope you're tracking with this and you're up. So on this, I saw this after it happened. It's like, yeah, I would have been setting this up for 10 by 9 because of this low, because the low happened yesterday and rallied, and I was in this one yesterday, virtually and all. But 10 by 9 here, I saw it after, and I'm like, oh, that candle could have worked, but I was busy doing something else and didn't get in for that kind of a move, which would have worked out great. So just a little bit, make an R or something a day is a nice way to go. So hope you enjoyed the video. This is just AMZN. Thanks.